What up, people? Facebook world. Let's see if I can get this shirt over before we even get started. What's going on, y'all? Who do we have popping on with us tonight? Go ahead and comment in the chat what city you're from. What is this Black Wealth Movement thing all about? Right? That's what people are trying to figure out. Ace Cortez, you talk about the Black Wealth Movement. What is it? What are y'all doing? Why should I join? What kind of questions do you have, right? Let me share this on my page, man. Go ahead and hit the share button if you know people who might be interested in economic development. And Christopher out of New Orleans. What's going on, Christopher? So question is, what is the Black Wealth Movement? Why should you consider joining this movement, this group of brothers and sisters? We're going to get into that tonight. It's Friday night. I know most people are out. Samarva out of Texas. Good evening. Good evening to you. Let me hit the share button real quick. I'm going to share this on my personal page as well. You guys do me that favor and go ahead and hit the share button. We're going to talk about building some wealth and how we can transform the Black community, if that's okay with y'all. I think we have the perfect plan to get the job done, but I'm a little biased, of course. Of course. Lillington, North Carolina. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. I think that's it. So let me see what, get YouTube queued up. And then we're going to rock and roll, man. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Friday. I do these late Friday nights, man, for a reason, because if you up Friday night and you saw the title that says, what is the Black Wealth Movement? Your chances are you're the type of person that we're looking for. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and type in the chat where you're from. You know, you think building and talking about Black wealth is important to us tonight. So yeah, if you're watching this at 10 p.m. Central Time, chances are you're not the type of person that likes to be out in the streets. You're mature enough you're probably at home with the kids, winding down, getting your chill on. So yeah, you are up late. Yeah, I do this every now and then, Teresa, Russ. You know, kind of do what I call wealthathons or the late night to see who's still up, man, because sometimes it's that late night crowd who are thinking about buying a program off an infomercial or something like that. So I kind of like to mess around with my late night folks every now and again. So for those of you guys who do not know me, my name is H. Cortez, also known as the Financial Health Mentor to the Black community, where I teach practical proven wealth building strategies. And the purpose of the wealth building strategies that I teach are, number one, because we just need this in our community. That's first and foremost. But I want to help individuals. See, I think that if there is a movement of any sort with Black people in mind, if that movement does not include personal financial success for the people in that movement, I think that's the only thing that we have not really tried before, right? We've had a lot of movements where the organizations were building and the organizations had funds and revenues, but the individual people in the organizations were struggling financially. So what the Black Wealth Movement is doing, we're going to flip that on its head. We're going to take a chance and make a whole lot of people wealthy. Now, I know what you're thinking. You start making people wealthy in that sense, they're going to get their money and they're going to run off, right? And they're not going to be around to help build a community. I don't think that's true. I do not think that's true. So our aim is to build personal financial success first and then build the community second. What do you guys think about that? If there was a way that we can make sure that you were wealthy, that your family was straight, your family was taken care of, your family had all of its bill paid, your family had an inheritance to leave to the next generation, you mean to tell me if there's an organization that can help you do that, you would turn your back on that organization and you wouldn't contribute to rebuilding the community with that organization? You wouldn't contribute to building schools with that organization? You wouldn't contribute to creating after school programs to keep our young men and women off the street? You're not going to tell me that you wouldn't do that. Problem is, some organizations become extremely wealthy, but the people in those organizations still struggle financially. So we're flipping it on its head, man. We've got a system and a strategy that will help you become wealthy first, and then you're going to then take some of your excess wealth. When your cup runs over, then you're going to let that overflow spill into the community, and then we're going to be able to rebuild the community. I think, what's up, Joseph? I think that's the best way to build economic empowerment for the Black community, if we did it that way. Not to knock or throw shade or hate on any other organizations. I just think that if you don't have personal financial success somewhere in your organization, that's part of what it is that's at the core of what you're doing, then the minute people lose their job, the minute people take a pay cut, the minute people have an emergency that hits home, they're going to have to leave the movement and go deal with that. But if your movement included personal financial success and everybody got money as an issue out of the way, then shoot, it's nothing for us to come together and practice real group economics. It's nothing for us to come together, 5, 10, 15 of us, form some sort of LLC or limited partnership and start buying back the block and all. It's nothing when I got my personal finances in order. And one of the ways that we help with the personal finances is we help you build residual income so you no longer have to trade time for dollars. Because that's another problem that we have. Because not enough of us are independently wealthy, some of us who want to be down with the cause can't be down with the cause, because if my employer sees me out on the front lines, I might lose my job. Well, what if you like Tommy on Martin? You ain't got no job, man, but you still got money coming in. See, can't nobody fire me. So I can talk about building Black wealth in the Black community because can't nobody fire me, right? Now, I know a lot of brothers and sisters who really, really do care for our communities, but they care for their families first. So they can't afford to lose their job to be on the front line marching and protesting, right? Now, some people might say, well, man, they just don't have integrity, or man, they don't really love the community. Man, listen, that's a hard one to call, y'all. That's a tough one to call, to say that someone don't love the community because they won't sacrifice their job for a movement or a particular cause, right? So that's why we're flipping it. So our plan is this. First thing that you have to do is you have to take an inventory of your special gifts, talents, and abilities. The reason you're going to take an inventory of the things that you do well is because you're going to turn those things into a business. Now, if you don't have a business, when you join the Black Wealth Movement, you get your own financial education franchise. But let's just take the Black Wealth Movement off the table, because a lot of people say, Cortez, you ain't genuine. You're just trying to recruit people into your network marketing deal. I'm trying to help as many people as I can get money as an issue out of the way. So let's take our membership off the table. And let's just say there is no membership with us. If there was no membership with us, let me show you how you should still build wealth. Take your gifts, talents, and special abilities. Turn one of them into a business. Why? Because when you turn one of them into a business, You can then adjust your W-4 on your job to reflect that you have a home-based business. That's going to bring an extra $200 to $600 a month back into your household. Take that money, then you use that money to get yourself out of debt. Now you got an extra $200 to $600 a month coming from Uncle Sam. You got yourself out of debt. That's the money that comes back to your household that otherwise would be going to the banks. Now, all of a sudden, because of a simple strategy, you have money to start investing for long-term generational wealth. If I'm on YouTube, I can show YouTube. I don't know if I want to pull up my calculators and stuff, but I can actually pull up my calculators and show you what sacrificing $500 a month for 20 years can do for your family. It grows to like 600 grand, right? Then you let half of that 600 grand grow for another 20 years. It grows to like 4 or 5 million. And then you let half of that 4 or 5 million grow for another 20 years. It grows to like 108 million. So in 3 generations, using a simple strategy, you could transform your life for generations to come. That, my friend, is what the Black Wealth Movement is all about. How do we sacrifice one generation to build wealth for hundreds of generations to come behind us? That's what it's about. Now, we do it in a financial success membership that allows you to literally have your own business that teaches these principles and strategies, and you're connected with a group of people that will help you execute this game plan. But even if you don't join the Black Wealth Movement, you still have the power in your own hands. You have the power in your own hands to take one of your gifts, talents, or special abilities, turn it into a business so you can minimize your taxes. Take the savings that you get from minimizing your taxes and throw that on your car note, throw that on your student loan, throw that on your credit cards, throw that on your furniture bills, get out of the payday lender's hands, stop the overdraft fees and the late fees. You can literally start building your wealth. Once you get that under control, build you an emergency fund and then start investing for long-term generational wealth. That's phase 1 of the Black Wealth Movement. We want to help 100 people become accredited investors in phase 1. That means you have a $1 million net worth, or you have a $250,000 a year salary or income. I shouldn't say salary because most people who are at that level are not getting that from a job. That means you have a $1 million net worth. You have $1 million worth of assets, not counting your primary residence, right? Maybe you own some businesses, maybe you own some rental properties that total $1 million. That gets you to an accredited investor status. Or you have $250,000 a year worth of income, whether it's from a job, whether it's from, all right, Dex, appreciate it, man. Whether it's from a job, whether it's from businesses, whether it's from rental properties, whether it's from whatever source, is $250,000 a year. So phase 1, we got to create 100 accredited investors, right? Teaching simple, practical strategies that everybody can use. Now, if you have not already hit the share button for me, please do that and keep the comments coming, man, because I want to know what your thoughts. Do you think this is a sound plan, right? Or do you have something better? Because I tell everybody all the time, this is a plan. It may not be the plan, the best plan, but it is a plan. So if you don't have another plan, at least you can plug in with us and execute this plan until you get another one for yourself, right? But don't sit on the sideline doing nothing while you're waiting on the perfect plan to show up, right? This is at least a plan. It may not be the perfect plan, but at least it is a plan, right? But 100 accredited investors. But when we can do that, then we charge that 100 people. Since you've been able to do something, then we want you to that 100 people, we want them all to go teach 10 people how to do it. So once you become an accredited investor, you're going to be challenged to go and reach back into the community and find 10 ambitious people that really want to build wealth and create legacies for their family. And then you're going to teach them how you became an accredited investor. You're going to mentor and coach 10 other people. That's going to create 1,000 accredited investors. Ultimately, we want to get 1,000 accredited investors, independently wealthy people in every single city where Black people inhabit. Why 1,000? Because if you got 1,000 people in a city, I'm in St. Louis, if I had 999 other people thinking like me, we're all independently wealthy, it would be nothing for us to come together and say, you know what, we're going to create this fund and everybody's going to contribute $1,000 a month for the next 5 years, right? That's the kind of commitment we'll be able to make once you get money as an issue out of the way. Well, what's 1,000 times 1,000? That's $1 million every month. I don't know where you guys are, but in St. Louis, I can probably buy 10 square blocks right now with $1 million. That's month one. Month two, same 1,000 people contributed another 1,000 that month. So now we got another $1 million to start demolition, start the cleanup, right? Start cutting down trees as we start the rebuilding and the beautification process. Month three, got another $1 million. Now we start the rehab work. And guess what? Where do we get the labor force to do all of this? We get it from the community, which we bought the 10 square blocks in. So now they become part of the project, right? There's no demolition companies. Well, we have the funds to hire them, so they go start one. And they put a crew together, and we might create 10 demolition businesses in that 10 square block. Each one of them get a block. You're responsible for demolishing these houses and getting them ready for rebuild. You're responsible for cutting down the trees and mowing the empty lots and letting us take a clean slate at what we look at so we can start building, right? And then we get to the rebuilding mode. If we don't have enough construction companies, then we start hiring some, or we start creating some. They don't have enough employees. We got enough kids getting out of school, getting into trouble every day. They're taking wood shop in school. Now we can take them from school half a day and we put them on a job site the other half a day. Put some money in their pocket. Now they don't gotta sell drugs. Now they don't gotta rob and steal. See, this is how you rebuild, man. I can keep laughing at our babies, keep talking about their uncouth, all of this. Our babies just trying to eat. They're just trying to have some nice things. And because we don't create jobs for them, because we don't create businesses for them to hire them, then they get it how they live. And most of them are living in tough conditions where all they see is a dope man. All they see is a guy who robbing and jacking folks. So they want to learn how to rob and jack folks. When we create some real opportunity for them, they don't want to be out there in them streets, man. They feel like they don't have a choice. So the Black Wealth Movement is going to position ourselves to start rebuilding and redeveloping our own communities, and that's going to build our own economy. We're going to create jobs for our own kids. We're going to create businesses. We're going to build everything in our community, right? We always talk about the dollar only stays in the Black community for X amount of hours, right? We can change that. But if you don't have the businesses in your communities to provide the goods and services that people want to spend their money on, then the money is going to leave the community, right? So that's our plan, man. That's the mission. It might take us about 7 years to really pull it off, 7 to 10 years, something like that. But at the end of the day, we're going to put enough wealthy people in these inner cities where they're going to start going and owning everything, man. They're going to start putting the people in those communities to work. And then the people who are building and creating the construction companies, we're going to mandate that they have their offices in those communities, right? We're going to make it mandatory that, hey, if you're going to be a part of this project, then you're going to need to rent some office space in this community, and you need to put your construction company here so people can in this community can walk to your office and fill out an application and see if they can get a job with you. Those are the things that can be done, and that's what we're going to do in the Black Wealth Movement. So how do you join the Black Wealth Movement? Well, the Black Wealth Movement is the power or the engine behind the Black Wealth Movement is a company called My Econ. It's a Black-owned company out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's a personal financial success company. It's been around 14 years, and that's where I learned all of the wealth building tips and strategies that I teach. I learned it from My Econ. So it's $35 to start your membership with My Econ, roughly $50 a month to run your business, right? $35 a month, $35 to start, $50 a month to run your business. Why? The business that you're running is a financial education business. Who you're going to educate first in this business? First person you're going to educate is yourself, right? First person you're going to educate is you. You're going to go through our system yourself. You're going to learn these principles and these strategies yourself. You're going to get yourself out of debt. You're going to fix your own credit. You're going to teach your children and your immediate family how capitalism in America really works yourself. And then you're going to be able to recruit other people who are conscious about the community, who want to help rebuild, who want to first get their wealth in order, and then go out and teach other people. And once that is done, and then this thing is just going to spread all around the country. But I just don't believe that you can have people to come and join a movement and not make provision for them to make money. I just don't think it works like that. I think people, if they're going to volunteer their time, they want to get something out of it other than fulfillment. And our movement will help you get your money right first in your family. Then you can teach other people how to do the same thing and make some extra money along the way. So if this sounds like something that you want to investigate further, click on the link in the description, moreinfo.joincorteznow.com. Or if someone on my team shared this video with you, you're watching it on one of your friends' timeline, chances are they're already part of our movement. Inbox them and say, hey, man, tell me a little bit about this Black Wealth Movement. Is this thing for real? Right? We got almost 500 families in our network right now at some varying stages of minimizing their taxes, getting themselves out of debt, investing for the first time, fixing their credit, starting business, making business income. Various stages people are in this network, nearly 500 families, and we're going to double that by the end of second quarter 2018. So by June 30th, we're going to double that to 1,000, right, in the next 6 months. And then we're going to double it again by the end of 2018, right? Because people are out here hungry for solutions, and we want to give them to them. People are hungry for solutions. People are sick and tired of living in broke down, raggedy communities. People are sick and tired of other ethnic groups coming into the community, hooking their vacuums up, sucking the money out of the community, right? Somebody has got to create a plan and go into the communities and execute that plan, and it's going to be us, right? Now, people ask me all the time, is this for Blacks only? What about other ethnic groups? Listen, man, I build with anybody who builds with me. You guys know my mission. Anybody who wants to build with me, I build with you. If you want to build this and you need this in your community and you want to build and take this model into your community, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I have no problem helping anybody that wants to build. My goal is to create an environment where my people are comfortable, right? As a Black man, I think I should be fighting for Black people in the things that are causing Black people harm, right? If you're not a Black person and you don't have it in your heart to fight for Black people, I can't be mad at that. But if you want to build with me and you want to learn these strategies and say, hey, I want to do this very same thing in my community. Okay. Here's how our program works. Here's how you can set everything up, set up your groups, set up your, I have no problem with that. You want to build with me, I want to build with you. And as we continue to build together, eventually it's everything works out. Everything works out. Because if your community is in need of being built up and you're the catalyst to do that, my community is in need of being built up, I'm a catalyst to do that. Now we got two healthy communities, right? Now we can start doing business with each other. Problem is, a lot of people are doing business with the Black community, but the Black community is so beat down that we're not in position to do business with any other communities. What's going on, V. Braxton? I see you out there. It's late on your side of the country, aren't you? Isn't it? So that's the name of the game, man. So we got the game plan. Like I said, it may not be the plan, but at least it is a plan. And if you're not working any plan at all, why don't you join this movement and work this plan with us? Join this movement and work this plan with us. And come join this crusade and help us educate poor people, minority people. I mean, shoot, even poor white people need this strategy. Let's keep it all the way 100, right? I think Dave Chappelle said it best when he said Donald Trump ain't fighting for poor white people. He's fighting for rich people, right? So even poor white people need these strategies. They need these tools. They need this game plan to rebuild some of their communities, right? So if you're willing to build with me, I'm willing to build with you. All you got to do is join the movement, man. Lock arms with us. Get access to these tools and these resources. $35 to start, $50 a month. That's popcorn and peanut money, man. And then the other thing that you have to do in order to be successful with us, you need a couple things. You need to be available. That means you got to show up. You need to be available. You need to have some ambition about you. You got to have some get up and go about you, right? Because this, what we do ain't easy. Teaching people who think they already know everything ain't easy. Teaching people who think they already know everything ain't easy, man. Teaching people who have given up ain't easy. Yeah, we're gonna go in on Thursday, Miss Braxton. We're gonna go in on Thursday. See, I'm teaching people, a lot of whom have given up and just figured that, Cortez, I'm gonna die in debt. I ain't worried about trying to get out of debt. Cortez, my credit jacked up. I don't care nothing about no credit. These are people who have given up. Cortez, there's two things that all I gotta do is I gotta pay taxes and die. Right? People just think there's no solutions. So to join this crusade is to fight a broken mentality, to fight against, to help people overcome and get out of their own way. And that's not easy to do, but you got to be ambitious, you got to be available, and you got to be coachable. If you bring those three things to the table with the tools, the resources, and the passion and commitment that we have to you, you're going to win here, and you're going to like every minute of it as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out for tonight. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to this late night stream, man. But the Black Wealth Movement is very, very real. And we're very serious about economic empowerment and community development. But what we know is you cannot develop a community without capital. You cannot empower a community unless you first empower the people in that community. And all empowerment begins with education. And in this case, a financial education. So we have to transform the financial minds of the people. And by default, we transform everything else. Till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. If you're out there and you want to join this movement, click moreinfo.joincorteznow.com or text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Again, text Black Wealth Movement 314-874-6887. And I'd love to get you some information, answer any questions that you may have, and see if this is a right fit for you to join this movement and help us get the job done. So I'll talk to you next time. Get your money up because you can do it. Peace out, y'all.